What a great cut.
Yeah, that show's so good.
Thank you to Huel for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit. Hello there, fellow rejects. It's time to get back into the Wonder Man. Episodes 1 through 4 were incredible. If you have not seen our reactions to that, please go watch that video. Worthwhile reactions and worthwhile discussion. I really enjoyed that talk that we had afterwards. Let's hope the next 4 stick the landing. Quick check-ins. Coy, how are you feeling?
Doing good if this sticks the landing. I think it goes Loki, WandaVision, Wonder Man for me on Marvel TV side. Like, this first 4 were so exceptional. This could be in that echelon.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. How about you, man?
Yeah, I think this is one of the best things Marvel's produced in a very long time, even though I've enjoyed a lot of their stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the journey continues. It's enriched the characters we've had in the MCU, had some really powerful messaging, and hopefully they stick the landing because I really, really like the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, man, let's find out if they do. Let's go.
Hey, I saw that right there.
Rogers the musical. Oh my God, we know these places.
It's home.
This is where all the Marvel premieres are.
Yeah.
Thousands of people had their hopes pinned to these auditions, and somehow you and I made it through the process. We're whittled down in casting select.
2 very different people.
Then Von Kovac saw something promising, something that moved him, and here we are.
I'm just trying to process it, honestly.
Don't process it, Simon. Enjoy it, for heaven's sake.
I can't.
You did it?
No, we're good.
Come on, we're celebrating.
I get it, though.
Understand what this role means to me. This movie, everything. It's too much. If I get this close and I miss,
It's going to break your heart.
That is truth.
But he's also not going to be present if he's in his head.
We've got no lines to run. You need to relax. Hey, have you tried box breathing?
4, 4, 4.
Breathe in slowly for a count of 5.
Oh, 5.
Then hold for 5. Exhale slowly for 5. Then hold for 5
He's
once
helping
again.
him with his powers and not letting him know he sees that it's his powers. It's very sweet.
That's very smart. Yeah.
To experience life. This is your life. You've had a victory, a moment of accomplishment, so fill your cup.
The amount of times I want to deep breathe here, but I know it's going to go into the mic.
Yeah, I've thought that before. Like,
ASMR reactions.
look at calling you so late.
Friend of mine from the pocket dimension I used to live in.
That was a great reference.
What are you pulling, Slattery?
How's your case going?
Making lots of progress.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, always liked you, Cleary. Would love to keep you around. Are you heading down?
I think I'm gonna keep at it. I'm in the home stretch, most likely. Don't want to leave anything up to chance.
they've been very clever about making him just empathetic enough because of the pressure that he's on, that he's the middleman, but he's doing evil shit at our guy, but he's under pressure, so we're like kind of want to empathize.
Yeah. And
But he's still a bad guy.
And he's working under a system that's trying to fill quotas for arresting people.
It's very clever.
To what do we owe the pleasure?
You really don't remember me, do you, Trev?
Uh-oh.
He looks familiar.
We did an off-Broadway play together. Hurly-burly, maybe?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I sense the trouble there.
Nope.
American Buffalo?
Oh, no.
Remember me now?
No, but I really wish I did.
Yo, people some money.
Simon actually going to do some action?
50 hits of X, 2 pounds of sativa.
That's quite a lot.
Jeez.
There's a real
You really think you can treat me like garbage? Is that it?
Joe Rogan.
Simon, you know you don't like bullies.
Left me a bunch of supplies.
Coming back from Doorman strong.
Can we
Wow,
talk
the way
about
he
them?
affects his environment, even if he's not touching it, that's fascinating.
Hold on.
Nice.
Oh, the power
Nice.
looks awesome around him.
Ooh, wow. Holy crap.
Cool.
That was awesome.
I love the touches of visual effects
The
they have.
little
They're so
flourishes
subtle.
on him, yeah.
I really didn't want to do that.
I'm really glad you did, though. I'm sorry. The good news is no
Why are you
one
putting
saw
me in these
things.
positions?
Bollocks.
It's not like he knew.
Oh, he's got a GoPro.
No.
He's wearing a camera.
His
Maybe
eyes are
just
still
got
going.
here.
I don't think so.
Well, he's not doing anything. Any idea what happened?
Dude.
Oh, shit.
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Let's go!
What a great cut.
Yeah, that show's so good.
It's a Friday night, probably the Hollywood Bowl. It's too late for the bowl.
I love this.
Amazing.
She's persistent.
What?
My friend, she doesn't realize I'm a little busy at the moment, looking around out the window. What do you know?
What do you
Looking
know?
around works. There's traffic here, steady on. Damn it.
Dude.
Oh my god. Oh my
I mean, you gotta.
Shit. That's causing attention to you as well.
Get out of the way, get out of the way.
There's
You get arrested
usually
for that.
police here.
Oh my goodness.
What is
Janelle just emailed us the sides for the callback.
What?
Why is she still doing it? It's a Wonder Man Barnaby scene.
Not now.
Barnaby betrays Wonder Man.
What?
Oh, it's gonna mirror their lives. I love it.
That's awesome.
But Barnaby's his only friend.
You found my prize, Wonder Man. I just pray you never have to learn yours. I think it's going to be quite moving.
What a line reading. That was so perfect. Barnaby's his only friend.
Is that him?
What is he doing?
Looks like he wants us to chase him.
Well, let's hurry then.
Let's go try to bribe him.
Don't let me hold you back.
Western now.
Oh, he's definitely luring him somewhere. That coincidence was a little much for me, and they're making it intentional.
Who's he working for?
Is it for the DODC? Is it for someone good?
Just disappeared.
Oh. Speakeasy.
really easy to get to the speakeasy.
Hell yeah. Or a secret club.
Remember this for another time.
I'll put it on our list.
Splendid.
You have a reservation?
No, we don't have. But we're meeting a friend who knows we're not going to make a scene in public.
He's waiting. What an interesting thing.
You may have seen something back there in the alley, look a little odd under a certain light.
From where I was standing, it was pretty clear. But also, I have all of the footage on GoPro.
Where's the GoPro?
It's stashed away somewhere safe.
He's hustling us. Oh, this guy's a little hustler.
I might need a little hand.
What if we decide not to help?
Oh, then the footage automatically gets uploaded to YouTube at 9 a.m.
Can I do that?
There's this asshole. 3 weeks ago, he stole my motorcycle, and it's why I have to do all of my business on these crappy scooters.
I want him to steal his motorcycle back.
Basically, you just gotta show up, give Esteban a scare. I get my motorcycle back. You can delete the footage.
Oh, jeez.
Easy.
I don't like it.
We don't have a choice.
He's trapped, but also you can have copies of the footage.
Oh, and have the episode that came before it to really show the significance of this.
How dangerous is that Powers?
No.
I love how like literally street level this is, that it doesn't feel like powers are like commonplace, but it's still in the MCU.
But also, even though the Sokovia Accords aren't a thing and he's being haunted, there's still larger ramifications within his specific field.
One slap, Esteban will be shitting his pants and begging me to take the keys.
We'll handle this.
Do you have a mask or something?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you gotta hide yourself, bro.
We pretend we're undercover cops. We're in the neighborhood on another case, meeting with the CI. Ran the place on a motorcycle when it came up stolen.
That's pretty clever.
Law and Order, season 14. Can I get a witness? Directed by Don Scardino.
That's Scardino.
Just follow my lead.
Will do.
We watch them get into character as they're crossing the street.
Knocks like a cop, does the little shake.
Who are you guys?
We'll be the ones asking the questions, ma'am.
Holy shit. Aren't
Of
you the
course,
Mandarin?
yeah, he's super recognizable.
Yo, Esteban, the freaking Mandarin just
I was
showed
just
up.
thinking
Use
Come
that,
on in.
man.
I think our cover's blown.
No, you should just pretend to be the Mandarin.
What? It really is the Mandarin. Bro, we used to scare each other in middle school doing Mandarin impressions, yo.
Damn, that's how long it's been.
This is another lesson.
Ready for another lesson?
Give us the motorcycle, we won't have to call the cops.
And call the cops for what?
Well, a stolen bike, for one. And then, this.
The candy?
Oh, we're not idiots, Espadine. These are clearly of some kind.
No, they sell it on the street.
When was the last time you did?
Bruh. This is homemade candy. Chamoy?
They're just entrepreneurs.
Tamarindo, fruit pulp, chilies, and tahini mixed in with a bunch of different types of
Delicious.
delicious. My special recipe.
Well, I was gonna say, it actually does look fire.
That's incredible.
I really just want to get Jaden's bike.
You can't trust that guy for shit.
And what makes you so sure that we can trust Esteban?
Try a peach ring, you'll understand. If you don't mind, what's the story with you and Jaden?
Yes, let's get curious.
We started this whole chamoy candy operation together.
Oh.
Shit blew up fast. The minute he got a taste of success, everything changed. Suddenly the knights came out and wants to fight over every little damn thing.
Oh my God.
He started his own operation.
It's
Well, it certainly
foreshadowing.
can't compete with these.
Another story about friendships and betrayal.
Just gotta be careful who you partner up with, right?
Gotta be careful who you partner up with, right?
Do you want to tell Jaden the deal's off, or shall I?
What are you talking about, Trevor?
Jaden is here with y'all?
Yeah, he's
No,
in the car.
Trevor.
Unfortunately, we've aligned ourselves with the wrong man.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Looks like Clancy Brown.
Where the hell is Trevor Slattery?
No, not the lady seeing everything.
You know what I just realized? The mandarins.
Branding, baby.
Get out here now!
I'd rather not.
Then we'll kill your friend Jaden!
Please do.
Please do.
Just shove the GoPro through the mail slot, Jaden.
Seven!
I'm proud of you, Jaden.
Sorry about your Moy dudes, okay? I got greedy. 5!
You did, bro, but it's okay. I forgive you.
Oh.
3! Don't let me die today!
I don't want anybody to die today.
Shit, it's Janelle.
You guys.
I'm gonna have to call you back, Janelle.
Simon, listen to me. Do not hang up this phone.
We're just having a conversation, officer.
They're dealers, all of them.
Yeah, it's not a great time.
I like how the music is also intense with the situation. It's escalating.
That's a Mexican standoff.
Listen to me, Simon. Von Kovac is leaving town tomorrow. The callback has been moved up.
Oh.
Get your ass to Von Kovac's house as fast as you can.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. Oh, shit. This is insane.
I love this show so much.
Oh, man.
The most high pressure callback.
We gotta go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Love all of Ben Kingsley's facial expressions right now. Great.
We're fun.
Great.
Good show.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, I love it.
What an excellent use of 20 minutes.
Oh, what a great way to come back from Doorman. Like, what a great reintegration and upping of stakes. Woo!
I'm hyped.
All right, let me set the mood. You're at the bar, the music is pumping.
Oh, flashback.
Okay, now you want a shot. You approach the bartender, you make eye contact.
Oh, are we learning where Trevor was right before he got cast as Mandarin?
Meine Jägermeister. Sorry, I'm not my best.
Are you kidding? That was great.
I love the capturing this through the lens as well.
Yeah.
Can we try another one?
Yeah, actually, that wasn't the real audition.
Some people call me a terrorist.
Yeah?
I consider myself a teacher.
Some people call me a terrorist.
Good.
Figuring out the voice.
Good. Hold on 1 second.
Wow, he's going.
Wow,
pure
this
offense.
slow punching. Camera never lies.
As he develops the character, it gives us a closer look.
Purely offensive.
Yeah, the sunglasses. Yeah.
Which I love mirror Iron Man sunglasses that would become more and more important with Spider-Man.
Some people call me a terrorist.
Oh, and then sweet Ben Kingsley.
Here's a guy who was taken advantage of.
Which one of these do you think better? We only get one shot at this, Barnaby. It's not the time for games and riddles. We only get one shot at this, Barnaby. It's not the time for games and riddles.
You just gotta feel it, bro. It's not about the inflections. It's about being honest.
They feel a bit forced.
Well, you're coming from a state of nervousness right now.
I said it last night. I'm supposed to be rested. I should have went home or to the gym.
You're gonna be great.
Yeah.
He'd be dead.
Or I'm gonna blow the biggest opportunity of my life because I got caught up in all your bullshit last night.
Well, you got one hell of a story out of it.
You're sabotaging it here.
You say that about a lot of stuff, don't you?
Well, look at me. I mean, here I am on my way to meet Von Kovac for the role of a lifetime.
I love how patient the filmmaking is with this
Oh,
show.
I love this neighborhood. Great hiking up here.
Slattery Williams.
What was Kovac's vision with this movie?
Humanity.
I think we're gonna find out. He wanted something more authentic to reflect the times you are in with superheroes.
One pair of shoes. That's weird. If it's a shoes off house, there'd be a whole line of shoes. If it's a shoes on house, there'd be none. What does that mean?
Someone forgot their shoes.
You're overthinking, man.
Trevor, this is a test. Von Kovac is judging us based on every little thing that we do or say.
Just ask, bro.
We both have a lot riding on this, Simon.
Why would you say that?
Try your box bracing.
Don't come across desperate, dude.
You've lived your whole life in your head, bro.
Let's both stay loose and relaxed.
Oh, no.
What? No, you know I can't do either one of those things.
Wow.
Come in.
What a house.
Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
Amazing.
Dude.
Simon Williams, goddamn.
And you must be a fellow Barnaby, eh?
Yeah, Trevor Slattery.
Shall we fight it to the death? Bang, bang.
Uh-huh.
So you all here for the callback?
I studied at Juilliard, mostly done theater, but I just wrapped up a Chris Nolan project.
Nice.
No formal training for me. I'm a student of life. I'm Paul Thomas Anderson surfing instructor, and one day he was like, "You should be in my movie." Turns out, I'm a natural. Phone hasn't stopped ringing.
Yeah, one lesson after another.
It sounds like a pretty rough journey.
It wasn't.
No, I was being sarcastic.
Not really into comedy.
I love how they just gave their bios.
Thanks so much for coming to my little retreat. I call it my prison of opulence.
We only get one shot at this point. It's not time for games or riddles.
You got this, Simon. Wow.
OG Wonder Man.
Yeah, all the visions.
Nice.
This is where I've been living with the project.
Very cool.
This is me. Oh, you seem to have snuck into my subconscious. Huh?
So the Spaniard pulls ahead.
Can you see?
Oh.
We're in space, all alone. We're getting closer to an alien planet. Closer.
He's making a James Gunn movie.
Close.
Very clearly.
I was thinking that.
This is no alien planet. We are flying alongside the Wonder Man as he returns home.
How'd he get those set photos and costume photos?
Just Chris Evans is back.
They're behind the scenes photos. What an awkward robe.
Let's split you up in pairs. Trevor, Ollie.
Trevor and I.
It's okay, Simon. Let's just roll with it.
This is crazy.
How can one find a vulnerability in a monster without shame?
We only get one shot at this, Barnaby.
Damn it, he is a natural.
You're fine. It's not you.
Is this normal? I imagine this is extremely unconventional.
The word.
Callbacks happen to houses sometimes, but this type of setup is odd.
Throw away the scene.
What?
Throw away the scene.
Our ideas about heroes and gods, they only get in the way.
Exactly.
Let's get past them.
Like how Trevor became the Mandarin.
Find the human underneath.
What the thesis of this show?
I want you to see who you really are. Why don't we start with Trevor and Ollie? Trevor is your wife.
Okay.
You hate her, but she's also the reason you want to live. You have an old hunting injury here.
Trevor's like, okay.
Get out of my sight.
You don't mean that. You're just mad about what my sister said?
She has nothing to do with this, and you know that. If you won't leave... We're broken. Beyond repair. No.
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 It's not your fault.
Wow. They're so present.
Yeah.
Simon and Manuel.
The Spaniard.
Manuel, you're worried you're losing Simon. Simon, you are worried you are losing yourself. You have no eyelashes. The light is always in your eyes.
But he literally does have light in his eyes.
What happened to us? We are losing our magic. Don't you feel it? Slipping through your beautiful little fingers.
Yeah, he's not present. Finding it.
Come on, bro.
Find
Come
it.
on, man.
Why'd you make me get all dressed up?
Well, I thought you liked being dolled up, baby.
No, what I mean is, if you're gonna tell everybody I'm a hooker, why don't you just let me wear my own clothes? When someone like that guy, Stucky, comes up to me, I can handle it. I'm prepared.
Okay, sorry, but you are a little sensitive.
You think you can just pass me around to all your friends?
I found it.
I'm not some little toy.
No, I bought you toys, but I never used you as a toy.
I decide. I say who.
Ooh.
I say when.
Oh, no.
I say who.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Okay, you did a scene from Pretty Woman.
Oh, wow.
Not what I was looking for.
No, 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 no.
Let's regroup in the
I've
living
never seen
room.
Pretty Woman, so I didn't know.
It's been years. I didn't clock it.
Simon,
Oh, no.
I'm disappointed.
Oh, no.
Here I was thinking he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was great as Pretty Woman, I guess.
If you don't turn this around soon, the game's up.
I know, and it's all your fault.
Oh,
Stop.
you gotta get over last night. It's just getting in your way.
You can save the words of wisdom for your little scene partner.
You have to use what you're feeling, Simon. You can't just push it away. Use it.
Where's Von Kovac?
We're on a break.
Be on a break.
Yeah, I still have nightmares from playing Padraig in The Lieutenant of Inishmore.
I didn't realize you were such a fragile thing.
Let's try a new exercise.
I would love another shot.
Oh, jeez.
If you think you can bring a little more of yourself into this.
Don't try to be what you think he wants you to be. Use what you're feeling.
Plus, he's so accustomed to trying to create other people's worlds because he doesn't want to be himself.
It's everything that his girlfriend had a problem with. He's got to let him in.
Now really try to go back there.
Hello?
Hey, freak.
Oh, it's you.
You think you can hide from me, you little shit?
All right, that's enough.
Is it? You weirdo. Everyone knows your secret. You're not fooling anyone.
Ooh, you're on a sore spot.
We've all been talking about it behind your back.
Hey, Richard.
You're a freak. And you always will be.
There's no way. There's no way.
What the fuck's happening right now? Is this a fake?
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real.
That can't be real.
Simon.
That's jarringly violent.
This show's been so slice of life.
I was like, that's your brother talking to you, isn't it?
I think I need a minute.
That's the first smart thing he's done is take a moment.
Didn't realize he was such a fragile thing.
Wow.
Sabotage internally before you sabotage externally.
You're okay.
No, Trevor, I'm not.
It's not too late to turn this around.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You're still in the house, man.
And Von Kovac keeps pushing. He wants to see who we really are underneath.
He feels like he can't.
But I can't show my underneath. I can't share the real me. The real me will get kicked out of here. I'll never be able to act again.
The real you isn't your condition. The real you
Oh, he's telling me no's.
is the sum of everything you've experienced. The
How he
loss, the
knows.
joy,
Well, he was in the kitchen.
sadness, heartbreak,
And he saw him in the alley.
losing someone you love so much,
Metaphorically. He knows.
wanting something so badly you could burst, hurting someone you care about, being hurt by those you love.
You had to let it out, man.
That's your life. That's who you are. Mirror up to nature. That's our job. When we share our pain, our grief, our joy, the audience, less alone in theirs.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, man.
Yeah.
We're all less alone.
The power of vulnerability, man.
We only get one shot at this, Barnaby. It's not the time for games and riddles.
I agree.
I can't accept that.
What you can or can't accept no longer matters.
That's not true. the gun down.
You found my prize, Wonder Man. Everybody has one.
I'm never gonna give up. I don't care about the cost.
Then it's your funeral.
Using a little bit of the Mandarin voice.
Pull back for reality.
Wow.
That's it. It's over.
I love Kovac's process. Just
Oh,
Hey!
I didn't even see
Where are
him
you
back
two
there.
going? Home? Why would you do that?
Well, we weren't quite sure.
What's happening?
I didn't want to do this in the front of the others. There is no denying you are Wonder Man.
Go, Simon!
I can't imagine anyone else in the role.
Wow.
And Trevor, you are my Barnaby.
Whoa.
Hey.
It would be an honor.
Aww.
We are going to make the last movie on Earth because no one will have the balls to make another. We will discuss more soon.
left alone. Just back to life.
You guys are shook. Interesting in the different looks that they both have.
I love how much of the show takes place in that beat up car.
Hey.
Trevor's
Thanks,
so
bro.
worried and he's in such disbelief.
But I think we both earned some rest.
Damn right.
Congratulations, Simon.
You gotta tell him the truth, bro.
Congratulations, Trevor.
Trevor knows he can't take it.
Oh no!
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Damn.
Trevor, you're ignoring my calls.
Yeah.
You're going back to prison.
No. You can't do that.
Why not?
Because you're right about Simon. He is enhanced and incredibly dangerous.
No.
And you're willing to testify that in court.
Oh, God.
The word of a convicted terrorist. It's nothing. You know that.
It's a dangerous high wire act he's walking.
You need more evidence, and I know
6
how
months
to get
ago.
it for you. I need some time.
Look at these guys next to him, man. Oh boy. Reject gang, I have been thinking an awful lot lately about what does health truly mean for me. I don't just mean aesthetically, because last year I made this whole big ordeal about like dropping 50 pounds because I just wanted to try to get those photos for the first time ever in my life. I did it. But then afterwards I was like, well, I kind of want to go back to eating whatever the heck I want, which has led to a lot of ups and downs in my journey. And now I'm at this point where, well, I'm realizing I kind of need sustainable energy and I am older now. So what is like ways to maintain being healthy without going all crazy about it? And so I've gotten back onto some healthy foods that I love to enjoy, because that's part of the key. And a big part of that has been Huel, baby. And I'm specifically wanted to shout out this flavor right here because we got a bunch of Huel products at the office, and the one that the team tends to gravitate towards, I'm talking many of the hosts, is specifically this delicious chocolate peanut butter flavor. Huel didn't ask me to specifically shout this out. I'm just doing it because it is truly an amazing addition. So incorporating something like Huel back into my routine along with something like this every day, the daily greens, has been a massive improvement on my life already at the beginning of this year. Like proper nutrition without crazy dieting is just so crucial, and Huel I feel like is a great ingredient for that. So with me here, I keep our variety pack. I often rotate between things like the Huel ready to drink and the Black Edition powder. This one truly is rich, filling, tasty chocolate peanut butter, man. It's just like my favorite. And I'm allergic to dairy. Thankfully, it is plant-based, created by registered nutritionists. It's affordable per serving, and it removes decision fatigue when my stress is already pretty high, because I tend to operate like that by default. So if you want something consistent without overthinking it, you can check out Huel using the link and QR code on screen. You can use my code REJECTS for 15% off orders over $50. New customers only, minimum spend required. And yes, is this an ad? Absolutely. However, it is something I decided to go back to before they ever partner back up with us. So thank you, Huel, for being a part of my life in more ways than one.
I've got football practice, so I'll grab a ride home with Jason.
Hey, mommy is making legumes, so please don't fill up on snacks.
Oh, damn.
No snacks!
Oh, it's just happened to the dad?
Yeah, they're gonna find out.
That's quite a cough.
What?
Pretty bad.
Oh.
I think you might need a day off, Simon.
Really?
Well? Oh, yeah.
Aw.
Terrible. The first time I saw this,
they escaped to Wonder Man.
To the States. Now, the special effects will be a little corny, but
Wonder Man.
They were cool at the time.
I love that theater. That's where I almost got married. I almost used this house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Vidiots.
Wow.
I love that place.
I grew up in first couple of years in Eagle Rock.
Oh, yeah?
First
Pretty
years,
area.
yeah.
Did you ever go to Vidiots?
I know some kids were picking on you at school.
They started it.
I know. At this age, kids are cruel. They sniff out anyone who's different. But sometimes different can also be great.
Oh, to back it up with that message. The idealism. It's also showing the fondness of why superheroes have worked in our zeitgeist.
And yeah, why he loves it, which is why we love it.
Yeah.
Different can be great. Watch his Wonder Man. I love that.
Can't give up on this people, this planet.
Wow, and look at how far he's come with the size of his trailer, too.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Let's go out there. Show them what you can do.
Ready for another day in paradise?
Invites you to set versus,
to the suit.
and now he's got the car.
Cool. I'm a little hungry. Can we get someone to swing by Crafty?
Grabbing food for Simon Williams will make some PA's day.
Aww.
You feeling more like a green juice or banana protein shake?
Oh, protein shake would be great.
Can't maintain that muscle mass on juice.
Let me get some turkey bacon, too.
Say less. Add a side of turkey bacon.
You know what? Make it real bacon.
Done. Correction, make sure that bacon squeals. Leave the turkey at home.
It's a bit snug in the undercarriage, to be honest. I might want to have babies one day. Oh, don't laugh too hard. Anthony Quinn was a dad at 81.
So this is where the party is.
Look who decided to show up.
Do you know where I can get some chamoy around here?
I used to know this bloke when he didn't have a room to self-tape in.
I know. We're all aware of the little bromance between you two.
Big bromance.
Mara, lighten up. You're wound up tighter than Trevor's pants.
Okay, I'll let them out a bit.
Here you are, Mr. Williams. I got both types of bacon, just in case.
Yeah, you want some bacon? I'm kind of rethinking the whole thing.
Oh, I couldn't possibly. The sodium goes straight to my lymph nodes. Luca, it's your lucky day.
No.
I did another dive on these. I know you were worried the other options weren't staying true to the look from the first film.
Yeah.
Now his dedication's paid
pretty
off.
great.
The details.
Oh, damn.
None of these are as cool as the originals.
We need to reinterpret that 80s look, right?
Maybe not. Maybe try to get as close to the old ones as possible.
It's cool how much say they're giving him in this.
Hey, fellas. Just checking in. Everyone's anxious to get started.
Any word on that dialogue change that we talked about?
Yes, Von Kovic and the writer will meet you with hair and makeup.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Mara, any chance you can finish with these two before the next writer's strike?
Damn. One of the things that held up the release of this show.
Wow. In scene 36, when I see Gabriella at the cocktail party, I pull her to the side, right? And I say, you'll never redeem yourself to me, ever.
Yes, so?
It just felt a little unnatural.
Your character is obsessed with the concept of redemption.
But the words themselves, it felt a little artificial.
But at this point in your story, there's still a layer of artifice to Wonder Man.
See, I would argue that he's already shed a lot of his performative self.
I wonder if this isn't a larger issue.
It's really just about the one line.
Yeah. Now that I look at it, there is something off about this, for me as well. If we need to look at the concept of redemption altogether.
It's really just about the one line.
I was wondering if instead of "you'll never redeem yourself to me," Simon simply says, "I'll never forgive you."
I like it.
That works for me.
Okay.
He's learned compromise.
Yeah. He was so worried about sabotaging again.
How's your first week?
Valet now.
Okay.
Dang, look at that.
We all have high hopes for Wonder Man, but no matter how things shake out, we can start capitalizing on the casting news. There's a new Netflix series from Shonda Rhimes we think you'll love. And it's The Lead.
Okay. What do you think?
Don't commit to another movie or series until the world has fallen in love with you.
Wasn't this supposed to be a Simon dinner?
Yes, but Simon wanted to bring Trevor, which we think is great.
Smile.
I think you should do a play. Something sophisticated and challenging. Prove you've got the chops, not in this just to make a buck.
But we also want to secure a bag along the way, right?
Oh, God.
Business versus authenticity.
Simon, you do realize we've done all this work so that you could stop doing theater.
But I love theater. When most people never get their whole career, I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss it.
Nah, I trust Trevor on this. On everything, actually.
Trevor's been a good North Star.
Yeah,
Kathy Friedman from the New York Times, she called and she wants to do a joint profile on the both of you.
New York Times, New York Times.
Mm-hmm. The only one that exists. She finds it fascinating.
Fascinating. Oh, we're fascinating.
This could shift your narrative, Trevor. You know, you can't ask for a higher profile than the New York Times. She'll be on set tomorrow observing the both of you, and then she'll interview you the following day.
Kathy Friedman is bad news, Trev. She is also a character assassin. Listen to this.
Jeez.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt had always needed the fame and recognition above all else.
Whoa.
The pigeon incident in the 5th grade wasn't an aberration. It was the first glimpse of the true Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
What did he do to the pigeon?
I don't know. I don't know, but it can't be good. How about this? Glenn Howerton stabbed his overpriced arugula salad listlessly, hiding under a stray slice of watermelon radish.
Damn.
Spoiler, he would not.
Ouch.
What if I stab my arugula salad listlessly?
Never. You're very assertive with your fall.
What if she finds out about my secret?
She doesn't appear to be that kind of a journalist. She seems more interested in...
Who's going to be playing this woman?
Vibes?
Well, if Kathy Friedman can tear apart Glenn Howerton, one of the most charming dudes out there, she's gonna rip me to shreds.
Why would you say that?
I'm not known for my fun, chill vibe.
I find it helpful to use people's names. You know, ask them about themselves.
That kind of bullshit actually works.
You gotta care,
I think
dog.
Greg and I have had this conversation. Think that's a lived experience.
Kathy, you grew up in Jersey, right?
I did, but let's not worry about me.
Oh,
right?
I'm worried about you, Kathy. I want you to have a
Saying
good
your
time.
name too much.
Just pretend I'm not here.
Okay, Kathy.
Yeah. Ignore you now, Kathy.
Got it, Kathy.
We're pretty tight.
I'm not here.
Right? So smooth. It's right?
Nice transition.
Hey, you want me to have someone grab you a banana protein shake from Crafty?
What? No. I can get that myself.
Come on, man. Crafty's for Gen Pop, bro. We got people for that.
What?
No.
Come on, Terrell. You know I like to get my own snacks. Give me a chance to chat with the crew.
Just gotta be authentic, bro. You doing it again.
Of course. Sorry.
Now, I take my Wrangler up to Sequoia all the time, and let me tell you, 0 problems in the snow. But it's a different story on the East Coast.
And why is that, Eileen?
Because they got slush.
Oh, slush. And what's the difference?
He's so bad at being a
There's
person.
a Norwegian short film called Slush Ice by director Soren Grinderslev Hansen.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, excuse me.
Late call today?
Yeah, sorry about that. Trevor Slattery, and you must be the legendary Kathy Friedman. What a pleasure.
All mine.
We're supposed to ignore her.
Oh, I see. Or rather, I don't see. Where'd she go? I could have sworn she was right here.
It's silly charmed. I like how his costume has the subtle W like the comic does, but it's way more subtle because it needs to be in this world.
You know my name?
Dude.
Luca, I keep hearing you're a Bruins fan.
I didn't know you liked the Bruins.
I don't.
What you got there, Luca? A birthday gift for Mara from wardrobe.
Damn.
Hey, Terrell, can you run out and grab something for Mara's birthday for me and Trev?
Of course, what do you want to get her?
What do you want to get her?
There's a fabulous old chocolatier in Beverly Hills, Edelweiss.
Beverly Hills? It's going to be expensive.
This is Mara we're talking about.
Right, we love Mara.
It's directed right at
$650? Do we love Mara that much?
Yes, it's worth it.
You guys are movie stars now. Come on.
I'm sorry if it was a little awkward.
You're kidding. We forgot you were even here.
Yeah, for real. That was just it's a normal day.
She's so onto them. It's so on the nose.
Simon, I meant to ask you, are there any friends of yours that I should reach out to for the profile?
My ex-girlfriend.
Vivian. I spoke with her yesterday.
Oh.
That would do it.
Well, I will let you two relax. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
I'm sure your ex only had lovely things to say.
Yeah, that's why she's an ex.
Oh. Big old haircut after the breakup.
Hey.
Yeah.
Realistic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What a comforting hug.
Thank you for coming. I just realized we hadn't talked since you moved out.
Really, this isn't about the Kathy Friedman profile?
I mean,
Cool.
if I'm gonna be honest, yes.
I know.
I did think it was a good excuse to catch up. I didn't even know you were still in LA.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was all set to go, truly.
As you do.
And then I actually booked something.
Hey.
No,
awesome.
I mean, good for you.
Yeah, it's just a small part on the next season of Severance.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a great show.
Yeah, it's no wonder, man. It's exciting to see such a big production. And I've never had a character with more than one look before.
She's playing somebody severed. Nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how much work went into my look for Wonder Man. Von Kovac is super specific about the look. It's been sketches and fit-ins and camera tests and stunt tests. Just whole days where it's just about, can I do the stunts in the suit?
Made her win about him.
I think they said they spent like $500,000 on the suit alone, so.
Yeah. Ask her more about
That's
herself.
Crazy.
Yeah. Follow up.
I know you must have been really frustrated with me at the end.
Well, you can sometimes be a self-centered.
I know.
There it is.
I'm not great at relationships. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I'm working on it.
I know why you're so concerned about me in this article, okay? But you're safe. I didn't say anything about your secret.
She does know.
Simon,
Yeah, she's been with him.
Oh, he doesn't know that she knows.
we lived together.
Yeah, of course.
I loved you.
Women
I
are
knew for
perceptive,
a
bro.
long time that you are different.
Aw, and he let her go.
I didn't want to say anything because it didn't feel like it was my place. But you could have trusted me. I was always waiting for you to trust me.
Aw.
And I hope one day you find someone that you can trust. Someone you can really be yourself.
Right there.
I'm a little surprised he let her close enough to be in living proximity because I feel like it makes it harder to hide that secret.
They live together.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they even let it go that far.
Hey, mommy.
Guess who talked to the New York Times?
Is that right?
That's right. The women wanted to know all about my beautiful boy.
What did you tell her?
Only how wonderful you are, Shelly.
You didn't say anything about the kitchen fire
No, my professor.
or your birthday party?
Simon, don't be ridiculous.
Okay.
I love that his secret identity is his super side, but
gotta
in
run.
such
I'm
a
about to sit
unique
down.
way.
Yeah.
He's got a secret identity.
Say hello from me and Eric.
Eric?
Lui, tu parlais avec elle avant.
All right, bye-bye, mom.
Shit.
What is it?
My brother. Kathy talked to Eric.
Oh, no.
Why didn't I think of my brother?
I'd hope he wouldn't out him.
He's not answering. This dude has been waiting his whole life to ruin me.
I wonder if Eric actually just really cared about him this whole time.
He must have told her everything. So thrilled.
Yeah, I think
he
he's not
finally
going
got
to
me.
have.
Little brother can't act anymore, that's for sure. No more creative.
No, but at the end of the day, he's still your brother. I mean, I don't think he would
Put it
go
out
that
of your
far.
head.
Whoa.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Remember your box breathing.
No tisser, thank God.
Hey, you two. Oh, so excited about our chat.
Not as excited as we are.
Well, I figured the studio
Oh, it
restaurant.
faded right there. That was so good.
We got the place all to ourselves.
Splendid.
I know that you spoke with my brother.
Yes, I spoke with him and your mother earlier this week.
We have a complicated relationship.
Find out what he said first.
Why is it complicated?
What did Eric say?
Nothing but lovely things. How long you struggled.
Of course, he wants to protect you.
How few people believed in you, including him. He's so proud of you. It's really beautiful.
Aw.
That must be, a real shock for you. That's very heartwarming.
Cool, that's beautiful. That's great.
Aw.
General, everything that I've learned about your journey has been inspiring. The difficulties your parents faced coming from Haiti and the loss of your father.
He didn't realize how much people really care about him.
I wanted to start with Mr. Slattery first, if we could.
I know you couldn't talk to my mom, so I brought some photos to show you. I was 10 when the acting bug first bit. My first audience was my dear old mum, Dorothy.
Oh, same stories.
These are lovely. I think we can work our way back to that. I want to start with your recent past.
There it is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you
That's
arrived
why
back
she
in
wanted
Los
this.
Angeles a few months ago. Is that correct?
That is correct, dear. I came back to prove to my mum that her faith in me wasn't misplaced.
Aww.
Wow, they really fast-track production on
Well, I
this.
spoke to
It's
several
only been a few
witnesses who
months.
said that you were arrested when you landed in LAX.
Are you sure about that?
I'm quite sure. I spoke to 4 different people, and one of them took this video.
The woman.
I don't think that's me.
And you were broken out of prison before finishing your sentence, isn't that right?
No, that's not entirely true.
Did you work out a deal with the government?
Work out a deal? I didn't work out a deal. I would never work out a deal.
Well, I just don't quite understand.
Oh, no.
How is it you're able to be sitting here, Mr. Slattery? I just need some help filling in the blanks.
Why do you keep calling me Mr. Slattery?
You're nervous. You're giving it away, bro.
I never murdered any bloody pigeons. I'm an actor. That's all I've ever wanted.
Stop getting defensive.
Need to hear any more of this bloody food.
Yeah, you're making it real obvious.
Stop getting defensive, man.
Sorry.
God, I love the reversal here.
Yeah.
We were so worried about Simon, we didn't even think about Trevor.
And Trevor's literally a double agent. He's like a terrorist. All of the things.
What was that?
You're right about that woman. Bloody character assassin.
So you weren't arrested?
No. Yes, I was, but...
But you didn't make a deal?
Technically, yes, I did. But...
Just tell me what the hell is going on.
Oh, God.
I knew it was coming, but it still hurts.
I've been working for the Department of Damage Control.
You've been spying on me?
Gathering information.
So, Midnight Cowboy, the audition, my mom's birthday?
Ooh.
You've been getting dirt on me the whole time.
Simon, I didn't know you when this all started.
And I fell for it. I just bought the whole thing like an idiot.
It's only friend.
I thought you were my friend.
I bought your time. I haven't given him anything big. I can figure a way out of this.
How?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's a hell of a performance, man.
Oh, God, they play actual enemies now.
Not the set. Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh, what have you done?
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is real. This is real. This is real. Oh, shit. Oh, Simon.
Dude, you gotta get out of there.
Simon, no, dude.
There's cameras.
My God. Oh, wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He left the soundstage when he learned about the doormat, and now he entered back in and is fucking destroyed it all.
That's a really good point.
Oh, Jesus.
They are so good at saving the powers.
Now I hope we just get a giant action scene.
Yeah.
Really.
Just pivot entirely.
Yeah.
Let's not have any emotional closure.
Yeah, let's get the costume. Let's go.
I can figure a way out of this. I don't know.
Yeah, it's even like a little black and white there. That's cool. The irony that everyone he thought that might turn on him
didn't.
All protected and loved him, and the one who he trusted the most is the one who was the traitor.
And that would cut so deep.
And like all the pain of like not having a dad and the relationship with his brother and how he kind of felt like he got that from Trevor. Oh,
yeah.
Crazy.
Who's the guy that played Wonder Man?
Brent Wheeler. Man, he was in a lot of stuff in the 80s. I always loved the sunglasses that he wears.
Oh.
When I was your age, I always wanted to
future car.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
And his jetpack.
I can't wait to see you up there one day.
Oh.
You were good in 12 Night.
That was just a school play.
I don't mean you were good in the play the way parents think their kids are good at things. You are very talented. You have a gift. If you work hard, there's no limit what you can do.
This remix is great.
Been on the run, driving in where we started from. Well, hustlers, grab your gun.
Let's go.
We come right back where we started from.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, dude.
I wonder if him having powers, they'll reverse something, and it might work in his favor to get the role again.
Save on special effects.
Yeah.
A manhunt appears to be underway in Hollywood. This is all in connection
Whoa.
of Von Kovac's newest film, Wonder Man. Local authorities have shut down several streets.
God damn.
Please contact your local law enforcement hotline.
Oh.
Nothing. I was just calling to say hello.
Upa filmes, Odeon?
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I got a little bit of time this morning.
How is the shoot going?
Everything is good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. You know me.
They asked her finally trim that tree branch.
But I paid to have it done. So she couldn't complain. But she will anyway.
Oh, you shouldn't be paying for that, Mommy.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I love you, Mommy.
Damn.
He is still in his apartment.
Make sure everyone's cleared out of that building. I don't want any surprises now.
Fans of the original were excited.
Oh, and he's got no one to turn to because that recent betrayal that caused all this.
I figured it out. Figure what out?
Everything.
Really happy for you, man. That's great.
Look, I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you, but I'm making it right.
Oh, is he going to say he did it?
It was stupid of me to think that this could end any other way.
Looks like he's the Mandarin again.
I don't have much time. I just
He is
wanted
the
to say
Yeah.
Oh.
that I've had a lot of opportunities in my life. I've managed to bungle each and every one of them. I'm not going to let you lose the only one you'll get. You've been a true friend.
Oh, no.
Wait, what did you do?
What I should have done a long time ago. Take responsibility for my own mistakes.
No, it wasn't your mistake. It was mine.
Savor every moment, Simon.
It was, they said his apartment. They didn't say Simon. They're doing the thing where they're going to...
Goodbye, Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks all Mandarin up right now.
That a new video has been sent to news organizations around the country, including our own station here in Los Angeles.
America.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
I have another lesson for you. On April 10th, 1953, Alan Dulles, the newly appointed director of the CIA,
Wow. Because it looks like the extremist explosions.
claimed the Soviets had engaged in a new type of combat with America, a battle over men's minds.
Is that Josh Gad?
He's back.
Dulles dubbed it brain warfare. Control the mind, control the narrative, and you control the public. That's why the United States government has worked hand in glove with the entertainment industry to shape the way the public view.
Another conspiracy.
Hey, they're friends again.
That explosion on the set of Hollywood's latest brainwashing superhero opiate, Wonder Man. I did that.
Wow.
Freeze! Hands in the air!
What took you imbeciles so long?
10 rings and everything.
Slattery will need a state-of-the-art high-security prison.
Hey.
Deputy Secretary, how are you? Well, thank you, sir. I had my suspicion the whole time.
Oh, God. Shit.
Well, it's your leadership that set the tone for the whole department. That's right, sir. Excuse me, can I call you back?
He's the villain of Secret Wars. Did you guys know that?
I'll only break out again.
I'll take it from here. Come with me. I'm gonna let you take the fall, Slattery.
Yeah, he definitely knew.
But my eyes are on Simon.
I do not know what the hell you were talking about. You don't.
Drop the act.
Slattery was the act. Get it through your thick skull. I have always been the Mandarin, and you never saw me coming.
Nice
We are now
callback.
getting word from local authorities that there were explosives found in the home.
Where'd you even get explosives, Trevor, if they're reporting that?
Pretty connected, man.
Oh, fair.
What are you doing?
We saw the news.
Brother?
I know. It's a lot. I know how tight you and Trev were.
Aw.
So apparently Von Kovac never misses a shoot day. They're inviting you to set.
Wow.
He's got the robes he'd have on to hide a superhero suit from people filming this in real life and filming the show.
That's great.
How about a smooth operator, some turkey?
Which means he's gonna have a superhero suit under that for the first time. Genius.
Yeah, sure.
None of it feels like the Hollywood dream anymore.
Because it's about your friendships. Relationships matter.
How are you feeling, Sam? Yeah, I know. It's been a difficult morning.
You can say that.
Everything you are feeling, that's what true art is made of.
Yep.
Use it. Let your misery drive the bus. And you had a dream last night that your mother was cooking a hedgehog for supper.
A hedgehog?
I like to see what that inspires.
Okay.
You can do this. You were born to play this role.
Okay, I found them.
The glasses.
No, hold up. How close are these to the originals?
They are the originals.
Aww.
This is the pair that Brent Willard wore. A buddy who worked at Hollywood Pictures was able to track them down for me.
Love how Kovac doesn't have a... He's not like meddling with the glasses pick.
Yeah, like they're lighting the production. Yeah, the suit.
That is the Wonder Man and shit.
That's awesome.
I love how like romanticizing they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Action!
General Brulard doesn't give a damn about the human cost. How can one find a vulnerability in a monster without shame?
We only got one shot at this, Barnaby.
Oh.
It's not the time for games and riddles.
I agree. It's too late already. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, man, tennis ball.
I can't accept that. I can't give up on these people, this planet.
We were never together.
Whoa.
That's bullshit. Put the gun away.
He found my price, Wonder Man.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Everybody has
Joey
one.
Pants
I'm just
too
kidding.
evil.
You never
Damn
have to
it.
learn yours.
How could Barnaby do that to you?
He got the part.
Head, you're better than this, Barnaby.
Believe what you want to believe. General Goulart has the coordinates.
For half a second, I thought that was Roxy in the back. Oh.
You're not making it out of here.
Oh, I see that.
I don't care about the cost.
And it's your funeral.
Oh, it's a Frank Lloyd Wright house.
I can't believe that's my son up there.
I'm not gonna wait to die! There's no stopping, Brulord!
Is he wearing the same thing he's wearing at the red carpet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't believe in doing sequels to anything.
Same.
Hey, you're terrific! Hey.
Please remember what I told you. All right, commercial real estate, it's gonna blow up. You'll get properties for 20 cents on the dollar.
All right.
That was really good.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you were really good.
Aw.
Think so?
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Aw.
That's special.
Thanks, brother.
I'm excited for you. Just hope you don't forget about us little people in Pacoima now that you're a big shot.
Never that.
Wish Dad could have been here to see that.
Yeah.
Are we going to get to find out what happened and how he got his powers?
He might be a mutant.
Ah.
The Westwood Theater.
Hello, superstar. How does it feel?
I'm just trying to enjoy, savor the moment.
I love that he's wearing the glasses.
Any news from Trev?
Simon, I'm sorry. Wherever they sent him, it's not the kind of place you can ever get out of. But on the bright side,
Oh, what are you going to do?
you got your own pick of projects now, so what's it gonna be, Wonder Man?
No way. He guided him properly. I weirdly would have been fine if it just had.
Yeah, me too. I was like, that's bold.
Very bold.
Actors actually do research.
I do. I'm a big believer in it. So is the director that I'm working with.
Who's that?
Would he try to break him out?
That I cannot say.
How would this work?
I would just kind of hang out with you, and you live your life exactly as you normally would. I would just
He's a security guard at the prison.
stand back and watch.
You sure you got the right guy? Chuck Eastman. And you just what? You want to watch me doing karaoke on Thursday nights here at Murphy's?
Maybe, yeah.
Buying my toilet paper at the Stater Bros?
Yes, I do. That's the idea. It'll really help me to fill in all the little details. Make my performance feel real.
All right. If I bore you to death, you can't say I didn't warn you.
Fair enough. I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Well, you come to the right place for that.
Yeah, the studios, they get a little protective about the projects. They don't want any news getting out, so that we're doing this.
Of course.
Okay.
But I don't understand.
He said just treat him like a normal person.
But he's not normal. He's Wonder Man. How do I not freak out that Wonder Man's better than him?
Get used to it, I promise.
This is delicious.
Thank you. It's what I would normally make.
Where are you going? This is interesting.
Do you know Dua Lipa?
Lucy, no, it's okay. No, I don't know Dua Lipa, but I like her music. And look, I think it's okay to admit this isn't normal. I haven't really done anything like this before. To be honest, even I think it's a little weird.
Thank God you said it.
Never had a black man in our house before.
With work and the kids and...
Find the time. This is your health, Chuck. Gotta take it seriously.
I'm sorry to slow you down.
So, all right, just glad we got you out and moving.
I bet you're used to running like 10 miles with some fancy Hollywood trainer, huh? Never seen a guy as slow and as shitty as this guy, huh?
Come on, Chuck.
He's working on his health.
You know how you've been wanting to come with me to work, see the kind of stress I'm dealing with there firsthand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, it took some doing, but I want you to be good in your movie, even though you haven't told me a goddamn thing about it.
You know I can't, Chuck.
This is how he does his undercover missions.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great. The research as an actor.
Like I had to fudge some paperwork and give you a false name, so now you'll finally see what keeps me up at night.
A whole bunch of cameos.
There it is.
There's the prison. That's right. They're saying the DOD sees prison.
That was only half full.
Morning.
Where's Dave?
Yep, Chuck's been showing me the ropes.
Well, then you're screwed.
Oh.
Are you Wonder Man?
Oh!
Hey, why do you look so familiar?
You must have seen me at Murphy's on Thursdays doing karaoke. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
Okay, I love that song. All right.
Where y'all hide the bathrooms around here?
Down this hallway, on your second left.
I love taking the approach of just like a worker who's stressed out at his job.
So I had a hunch, and I had the lab run another test at the soundstage, but this time on an ionic level.
Nice, man.
I don't understand. It's a mistake, right?
Cool.
He's starting to control a little better.
No, I called the bank. It's a real deposit. It's just anonymous.
How much?
It's a lot, Chuck. Enough to finally quit that damn job.
Oh man, cool. Love
And
taking
what
the
we
approach of
discovered
like
is
a
that the
worker who's
ions were
stressed out at his
disrupted
job.
in every single thing that we tested. If he's capable of harnessing ionic energy, Simon Williams is an extraordinary threat or asset.
Like a West Coast Avenger.
Who are you writing?
Simon.
Alfonso, actually.
How'd the movie come out?
It would have been better with you as Barnaby.
Who replaced me?
Oh, it's not important.
Here's Brosnan.
Let's not get into it.
De Niro?
No.
Antonio Banderas? We always get mistaken for each other.
Jesus. Security alert up.
We should probably get out of here.
This is a terrible idea. You're free and clear. That was the whole point. That hallway is crawling with guards.
And motion sensors and biometric security.
So we agree.
But we're not going that way.
Which way are we going?
Let's go.
You've been working on it?
What are you doing?
Let's go. Yes.
Are they floating?
They're about to be. And up, up, up. Yay. Woo!
Everybody's talking.
Oh, man.
Your word is saying.
People stopping, staring.
That's where we're ending? Oh, man.
Midnight Cowboy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have watched. What have we watched? We've watched Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
Episodes 5, 6, 7, 8. And thanks to everyone who's joined our Patreon for this show. That's where you get the full reaction watch. Along with seek it with your own copy. Of course, watch us off the D+. And also, great way to support the Chanel. RejectNationShop.com. Look at all these T-shirts we have. We have T-shirts.
Tees like these.
Represent the channel.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to one of you guys first. I'll just say I thought that was really fucking good. Damn, that was great. Oh, wow. I was... Aaron, my man, you've been exclaiming a lot. Did you go first last time? Screw it. Go first again. Go for it, buddy.
That was great. I think they did a really good job of staking the landing on a very grounded, character-driven, street-level show. And Yahya was phenomenal on the show, as was Ben Kingsley. And I think the arcs they set out for them really were done in a way that was very patient, very authentic, and you watch the show in one go as they release it, and it does pay off in a way that feels very resonant and feels very honest. And I think that it's very cool that we see him at the end. He's using his prowess and his money as an actor to then also do things that are more investigative, at least within the instance of Trevor. But I think that could be a really cool way in which how he operates outside of when he's not doing movies and stuff. And yeah, I think this is a really great entry into Wonder Man as he is now in the MCU, but he doesn't feel like he's super integrated into the larger part of it. And I think that's a good thing. I think that allows him to stand out on his own without the pressures of it being tied into everything else that's going on. I really appreciate them finally being able to do something that makes us care about the characters. And I feel like that's what a lot of people's I mean, that's part of people's concerns, like the quality in which they've been putting out has not been up to snuff, in combination with the expectation that there needs to be this larger thing, but also I feel like they have not been servicing their characters in a way that allows the audience at large to care about most of the new characters in a way that's endearing. I think there's a few that are exceptions to that: Shang-Chi, Kamala Khan, and Simon Williams. And yeah, I just thought it was great, and I look forward to getting into the larger conversation about it.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Well said. Well said. How you feeling, man?
I think for me it's Loki, WandaVision, Wonder Man for the hierarchy of great Marvel TV.
The DC universe.
It has changed. It has. So for me, this was a show that I was excited. It's interesting. What I was excited about is exactly what it delivered. I just didn't think that would be the show. I was excited about Wonder Man because of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and because of Destin Daniel Cretton. And I was afraid that me being fairly casual about Simon Williams would be a problem. I was excited for the show because I like the Trevor Slattery twist, and that turned out to be a double twist. I was excited for the show because I feel like the more grounded characters can be a lot more interesting than the big, bold, cosmic ones. I like cosmic at Marvel in large part because of James Gunn, and he is very satirical but honest and earnest in how he makes cosmic, but those aren't the characters I'm drawn to. I am much more Spider-Man than Captain Marvel. I am much more Wolverine than the Beyonder, and this managed to make a character that I wasn't that invested in so much more interesting. Simon Williams, the acting element of Simon Williams is usually in the backdrop. Occasionally it comes to the foreground, occasionally it's referenced, occasionally we even see him on set, and occasionally we have him as like a movie star, but it's usually like a piece of the puzzle. So when they said this was going to be a show that's about him as an actor, I was really curious if that was going to be like the first 2 episodes. And then when they announced that it was, alongside Trevor Slattery, I thought it was going to be more of, he's an actor, something goes wrong, he has to be a superhero that was an actor and leaves all that behind. I was so happy that we didn't come back from Doorman and suddenly everything was different. I was a little afraid because where Doorman is in the show, I was afraid it was going to be like a part 1, part 2. Doorman allows him to come back and suddenly it's a superhero show. It never became that, and this was so much more gratifying to end the show very consciously on their brotherhood arc. It didn't end on the movie's arc. If this was a traditional narrative, when the movie came out, it would have ended there. But it would have left us unfulfilled on the real arc of the show, which is someone finding a friend, someone finding someone that they identify with, someone that has felt lost their whole life, that discovered a place they belonged through art to find someone else that discovered where they belonged through art and made sure they never betrayed each other. And as someone who has found people that I love through art and has discovered a kinship in finding people that make me not feel alone, I really loved that the show never lost that while being a superhero show.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I fucks with it.
Yeah, it's like a love story in that way, but a platonic love story between 2 friends. I had someone talk to me about how Shawshank is kind of like that, and it's like about a platonic love story between 2 guys forming this brotherhood. And I feel like in a very different sort of execution, but I feel like in the same way, it's about these 2 lonely guys who have felt isolated their whole lives, who find each other and are really loyal to each other. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. That was, I thought that was, I mean, I feel like people will talk a lot about the Doorman episode for being that really good one-off, but I think it's a complete package. I feel like the show got really strong, stronger as it went. It was already strong in the beginning, and it progressively got stronger. Yeah. I appreciated its commitment to what it set out to do, and it never, right down to the very end, even they managed to get a little bit of superhero stuff in a way, but they didn't sacrifice what they were doing in order to have a payoff. Like, it was thoughtful in how they went about that ending, because it treats its audience with a clever, like you picked up on really quick that it would be a security guard, but they really lived with it, you know, like
for a while.
It's a very patient show.
It's kind of like Vince Gilligan, like, where they're not laying it out for you right away. They're not telling, like, here's the setup and here's what he's doing. Now he's going to go do it. Like, they're just like, let the audience pay attention for a while. and then we'll discover what's going on.
It was the setting for me. It was when the area was so desolate. I was like, I'd put a prison there. Like when they kept showing how like it was desert, I was like, that guy.
Yeah, but I love how. But the idea of like interpreting and getting in with a guard is a trope in a way, but using the idea that he's an actor to go in there and do the whole character study. Like they kept the meta-ness of what's going on, in a way that was clever. There's a sense of wonder to the idea of what if these people who we watch play superheroes are actually people with powers. Like there's a cool sense of wonder to that, and then they kept that meta-ness going with, well, what else do actors do? Oh, they pretend they go and hang out with people and live their lives, and now he uses it as a way to be like undercover. And not only does he just go about it in like a secret agent kind of way, he ends up giving this guy a new life where he's able to financially get away from a job that he hates and that is causing that is actually ruining his life. So he literally saves this guy's life. And then he ends up saving Trevor, who has earned his chance at redemption for this, because we see how he's been like used. And there's so much that happened in these last 4 episodes that it's there's a lot to go into it. Like with Trevor Slattery, like it's one veil to pull back a little bit. I like how they had the scene where they showed him audition.
Yeah.
And without using too much. That's what I mean. Like there's a lot of restraint with this show. And they showed that he was actually being used in that moment. He was being taken advantage. We never quite knew exactly what happened, but they saw like he's a guy who's addicted to drugs and is falling apart. And here, read this, do this, and in a way like making him dependent on the situation. So it was even though they have the dialogue there of course he's got to take accountability. Of course he kept following through with it. Yes, there's his own actions and all that. So it's not entirely Trevor was only taken advantage of, but he also was taken advantage of. So I loved it. I really loved this a lot. This is I had almost no faith in the show. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm sure Yahya Abdul-Mateen is gonna be great. that was about as far as I thought this show would be. I did not really have faith. The narrative, because from what we've seen with Marvel and anything really in television, when they push something like this for this long, you're like, it must not be
hold
that
on
good.
to it to just quietly release it.
Like it must not be as bad as people think it's going to be, but it's probably not great. And then, sure enough, this is one of the best things they've done.
Yeah,
and I'm really surprised with it. But yeah, we kind of got to like zigzag around here a little bit. Is who's got something more specific they want to dive into first?
I think as far as, well, 2 things I want to say. One, I like that this is a show. This is not a Marvel show, so to speak. This is a show set in the Marvel universe in like the most literal sense. Like it doesn't have to anything to do with literally being a superhero, but just figuring out how to be a person, figuring out how to be oneself, and then the perseverance and struggle he's gone through to get to the top. And now that he's made it and he's gotten the validation for the skill and talent he's always been sure that he had within him, what does he do from there? And what he does from there is give back in a way that is meaningful. I thought that was very cool. The other thing I wanted to say was, I think that was it. I think that's all I wanted to say for the time being.
I want to commend the way they had each arc mapped out so well that every relationship got its own closure. So I love when a character study allows other characters to feel lived in, and I pointed that out really heavily with the mom monologue in the kitchen. And I really thought that was a special way to contextualize his history without making it her just being a character that exists for him to exist. And I really like how in the final half they give everyone a little bit more sauce so that it doesn't ever become this is just 2 leads and these ensembles serve them. They certainly are supporting characters. That is important, but at no point did they feel like they were just, I now enter. Like when I was an actor, it was always interesting to get sides that felt like this character has no lived-in history and I only exist to serve this line. And they acknowledge that in the American Horror Story joke. If the show was so much about characters feeling lived in that the Simon Williams character is always about detail, it would have made the show feel so much more artificial if every member of his family didn't also have those kind of details. So like the lived-in Haitian element, like when we went to the family, that felt very important and lived in. And then even in the second half, the girlfriend getting her own part and him still having the same problems but growing on it, and her immediately clocking that he was making the mistake he always used to, but then being patient enough to forgive him for making that mistake, and then being the one that put him at ease about the whole interview. And then they very smartly followed up that 1-2 punch with, this is the person you worried about, it's not a problem. Let's going to give you one more person you worried about in the brother, it's not a problem. And then we get the betrayal of the best friend. Like, the writing was always about other things going on behind, so it always felt like the world was moving, and it always felt like there was psychology to every choice. So it would not have been good if the show was so like, good writing is, and then like had bad writing. So I was really impressed at every character getting an arc that fulfilled Simon Williams' journey along with Trevor Slattery's without sacrificing either.
Yeah, the writing is so good.
Yeah.
There's a respect for the craft, actually. You know, this show kind of sets itself up at first that it might be something that's just going to make fun of Hollywood and the craft and the pretentiousness, and they take their jabs, they take their meta jokes and whatever, but like the whole improv scene at Kovac's place with the auditions, I love that they really made a Wonder Man movie. Like they must have had like some additional script or something that they had to work off of. Like when they have to like write these scenes that are scenes, like, you know what I mean? Like they're writing fictional scenes that are within the scenes, but they're like so committed to letting that entire scene play out and letting like all the dialogue go there, but they're not like, let's just write shitty dialogue. Like they're writing like good dialogue, and it's like distinct to the genre that they're doing in this moment. And
it's relevant to the story at large.
Yeah, the betrayal. And one thing I kept writing down was it doesn't work unless the acting is so good that they can act badly and we can tell.
And that's so the other part too is like whenever Trevor or Simon had to do a scene, they were doing good acting, doing the acting, and it wasn't like, I would find myself going like, damn, they're doing a good job. in a way that's, because sometimes when actors are doing a scene in a movie, it's kind of like when you watch DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that scene where he finally like nails it. And that's what they had to do a lot here, is like actually do good acting when they're doing acting, you know?
And acting bad well is so hard. And like acting in a scene where you're acting badly and find it and become good while also acting. Yeah. The scene where he found Pretty Woman in the moment after not being able to find the character, and then he had to be like believable in the Pretty Woman line, but not quite there. Like, how do you in your head as an actor go, I need to be 80% good because 100% good is me in the show, but I also was just doing 60% good. Like, the skill that is incredible.
Yeah.
It reminded me of paralleling of the poetry, not poetry scene, but the monologues when they were like monologuing at each other to show like acting is about the lived experience. Like, you don't need to be in a movie to act, like you need to live your life to act, and that informs these monologues. Like, those monologues were so much about the life experience they had and going into that. But Simon's whole arc had to be letting people into his life and had to be about that. So the choices of those monologues couldn't be too personal, but they had to be the growth of him as a character. And then they had to illustrate through writing him finding moments to let people in and having the writer crack him open a little bit, having Trevor be the one that surprised us with the double blind, having the girlfriend, all of these things, but he had to act differently about exposing himself in different ways while giving himself this arc as an actor to become more open as both Simon Williams and a friend.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's really true. And with the craft respect of it, there's so much acting things I've just from listening to actors for so long that you hear, and it seemed that it was becoming apparent, like right from the episode when they got the call back and they were heading to Kovac's place, and it's like, okay, right now, dude, you're trying to present yourself as something you're not, and the whole point, like when I say they have respect for the craft, it's they're showing like actors have to really come from a real place at the end of the day, and every time he was trying to put up an act or be performative, it wasn't good acting. And it was about getting to the truth of what he was always really feeling right there in that moment, not what he's feeling in the scene. What he's feeling right now is Simon, and having to use that. And we watch over the course of these 4 episodes that the more he gets honest with himself as Simon, the truth there, right? And then learning how to use what he's feeling as Simon, the better of performance he does as Wonder Man.
Because the entire beginning of the show is him trying to be two in his head, trying to escape who he is, and both within the fact that he's playing a character, but also the fact that he has these powers he's trying to keep under control, and the fact that through the experience of Trevor and him accepting him and learning him, he was able to be more himself. And even that when he was having the dream of the actor talking shit about him, that was his biggest fear, not only being called out by the fact that his biggest fears are being validated by people saying he was a freak, but also being uncovered through punching the guy in the face and everybody seeing him and being afraid.
Yeah.
And I thought that was wonderful. Also, the fact that this show is so intuitive and so patient, like seeing their different responses in the car, just acting in their faces without dialogue. After they got the call back, Trevor you already see the immediate concern by the fact that this is something that they've achieved. Well, Simon is just in disbelief, and then immediately following that up with him getting snatched up. I thought it was wonderful. And speaking to the patience of the show, I thought it was an interesting choice to, one, not reveal how the dad died, and two, not reveal how he got his powers, because that wasn't the most important piece of information we learned about the show. It's not the cause of the thing. It's what those specific events affected within his character. And yeah, it leaves room for us to discover stuff in season 2 as well.
And the ions thing was clever because his powers are pretty like whatever works for the writer. But like, the ionic element is the through line of all of his powers, like flight, invulnerability, strength, telekinesis-ish, like that ripple. I like that we got that at the very end so that we can have him be a superhero in something else. Like, because they gave that little line of dialogue about ions, that was just enough of an origin retroactively that we can put him in a superhero thing. And you're like, the ion powers. And they also gave us the Trevor Slattery origin at the end in its own way of him becoming the Mandarin. So I love that even their arcs stayed in kind of parallel throughout, even down to the last episode. And that, I think it's so important when you have something that's about LA to make sure LA is a character. I love watching things. I mean, Greg and I watch a lot set in New York, and we're always like, we love New York. Like, there's something to a city that if you love that city and people make that part of the character of the film, it really pulls you in as an audience. Shane Black says he always does things set at Christmas because it automatically connects the audience. Whether you love or hate Christmas, you have a connection to it. So that's why so much of Shane's work is set at Christmas, because it allows you to get extraordinary quickly because the ordinary is established. I love that this is a town that is around movies and it takes itself seriously, sometimes too much so. It also can take a jab. Like, there's so much about LA and movies that's meta. And this made sure that it loved on Highland Park and Eagle Rock and downtown. Like, it did such a good job placing culture in a way that felt really authentic. So it had, like, the selling those candies that you see on the street here, and they had that be a plot point. It had, where the premiere was. Where the premiere was earlier was at the Chinese, where he walked by. At the end, it was at the Bruin and the Fox Theater, which are across the street from each other. Ironically, his premiere was where Sony usually has their premieres, not Marvel.
One,
which is currently closed, which is why they had the premiere at the El Cap. At the Chinese the other day. But I think the whole experience of loving on art and appreciating what it takes from the director, the crew, the actor, but also the city is important. The more we have strikes and the more, the things leave town, LA feels a little bit more hollow. And I think this kind of let LA shine in a way I don't usually get to see, especially when you shoot something like in Nebraska and pretend it's LA. Like, this felt like it lived here, and that was really nice for a show that's about here. It didn't feel like it was a scapegoat to LA. It loved it.
Yeah. It captures that vibe of when you don't have money, but you still are a huge cinephile trying to
matinee, $7.
Be a cinephile in LA. Yeah, I know that vibe. And just a couple more things, like just from both what you guys were talking about, the idea of the powers, I love how the powers were a representation of acceptance for him at the end, like, because the entire time he doesn't have control over the powers. The powers are something where he feels like there's a rage boiling over him because that's a secret. And when you have something that's a secret that you're ashamed of, eventually it just kind of overtakes and comes out. But through acceptance, he's able to actually use it for good at the end. So it really does commit to the idea. I was worried that it might feel like a gimmick in the latter half of, it's really a superhero show pretending to be a character study, but really it is a character study that takes place in a superhero world.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the landing of it so much. And then to the DODC side, this is the most I've ever hated them. You know, and I'm like, I don't feel like that was even what they wanted us to do here, because this is a spotlight show. This is something that's just a character study show. But because it was so specific to this one asshole who was just doing his job, really, but it's specific to this one guy, and because we cared so much about Simon and Trevor, and we saw how much it was ruining these two people who we cared about so much, it made me hate the DODC and suddenly understand them as a real threat versus how they've been pitched before in the movies. It's like, they're just another fucking thing. Then I forget.
Government entity.
Yeah, I forget who they are all the time or what really they do. But this was the first time where I was like, oh, I really don't like these guys. And I think I feel like that's just by proxy. And so it's kind of funny how something that's just meant to be an isolated, focused show does feel like it serves something bigger. And I hope they don't forget about these things in terms of linear stuff when it does come to the bigger part of the MCU. You know, because now we know all of Trevor's backstory and all this stuff with Wonder Man. I really hope that they honor everything they did here, because it was a beautiful time. I was really connected to it. When he called his mom, I started tearing up. You know, like that was such a beautiful, heartbreaking moment, because everything about, I loved how flawed he was. You know, like we know Trevor's flawed, but they did such a good job on having Simon be flawed in ways where it's like, yes, he was self-centered, but he was never self-centered to the point where he became an unlikable character. Yeah. Like when he's like, when we're together, people like me, but when I'm alone, people think I'm a dick. I believed that. And I could see why people would think that about him, even though we spent so much private time with him, that I'm like, I don't think he's a dick, but I get why everyone else would think he is, you know?
I was not kidding. Greg and I have had that conversation. I was saying how much I identified with this character in our last review for the first half. It grew so much because I totally identify with I don't remember names well, and it's not because I don't think you're important, because I get hyper-focused. And it's not because, I think, the set doesn't run without a crew, for example, but I don't have many interactions, so all of a sudden I don't remember someone's name, and I feel like a dick. The way that was conveyed without him being a bad person was such a high wire act of, no, some people could easily misread this as him being a bad person because of his aloofness or hyper-focus or his neediness or all those things that I totally identify with. And I really like that.
Yeah. I think the thing I told Coy, I said, what you do in interviews, do that in real life.
Yeah. That way you listen and care about every little detail. Try that.
And you ask questions, you know?
You'll listen. Maybe I'll listen.
I love that. That's why you said that in exchange, when he says, dude, that bullshit actually works.
Yeah, because Greg had to give me that phone call of by the way, rub it off a little bit, bad way. I wanted this to be a thought I had near the end for the people that are rocking out and staying with us for a little bit, because it is a statement that's going to cause some people to get ruffled, but I'm prepared to ruffle those people's feathers. I really, really like that Simon Williams was a black man, because when a white man does something wrong and kills his family, they show him on a jet ski, and when a black man does something wrong, they make sure he dies on the street in the cold. And I think it's important to show how much the layer of hiding his anger and suppressing and him feeling alone and isolated. I have never been a black man. Do not misinterpret what I'm saying here. Spoiler alert. I think empathy is the superpower that we all need to work on more. And I think it's the thing we're discovering more and more as time goes on, that we are really good at going that problem got solved. And more it's get it. And the trope of the angry black man is a really terrifying thing that puts everyone in a bad position of not being able to express, not being able to find a through line, not being able to have a moment of understanding and connection. And I, as a guy that loves working out, that really enjoys looking scary, I love the feeling of being so jacked people cross the street, because I'm a nice person. But there is something that's nice about and I can't imagine being someone who's 6'4" that people are either subconsciously or consciously racist towards.
Yeah, me neither.
I wanted you to take this baton, because I was I don't want to start this combo, but it's important to me. But I think it's really interesting because there's so much subconscious racism in this country. There's so much about the way we put people in media for years that we're getting better about, the way that stories are written that we're getting better about, the way that there's this subconscious thing that people don't even realize they're being racist. And I feel again, I've never been in this position, but I feel like being a person of color and having anger or any strong emotion, having to like bury that was a really beautiful metaphor for Simon Williams, having to bury his emotion, even on top of the layers, having to bury his superpower. So I would love to know Aaron's thoughts, but it really hit me emotionally having not lived it.
Yeah, I think I might have either said it during the episodes themselves or during our last review, but I thought it was very powerful, the fact that he was not only a black man in America, a black man in LA, a black man of heritage, of Haitian heritage, but
I talked about being an immigrant, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
but I also thought it was very interesting that he had to not only hide his anger, his stress, because we're not allowed to really feel, but also the fact that they had a government organization who were trying to find evidence to kidnap people and were doing so to fill quotas, and a black man who they perceive as dangerous was definitely not a decision they've done on accident. But also, kind of speaking back to the Ironheart of it all and just how things have been done at Marvel lately, we need to stop having our Marvel-led black shows all released in 1 day or 2 days, because I think it undercuts the importance of having representation when you're giving things like Daredevil 8 or however many weeks to air. Hell, Spider-Man even got a week-to-week release. Why is this show being released all in one? And I think I have a strong feeling it was intended to be a show that was released week to week. So the fact that it was undercut by it all just being a conversation that happens over the course of a day and then forgotten in a blip is a huge disservice, because it doesn't fit into the larger narrative of what Marvel is setting up. And this is one of the strongest things they've put out. I feel like this show, even though I liked the thing I'm about to compare it to, I feel like this is the antithesis to something like a Fantastic Four, where they're just trying to play it safe and get all the origin and get all the character stuff out of the way quickly. Whereas this, even in its 8-episode run, even if it is something that's half an hour roughly per episode, it allows the character to lead and allows the character to be front and center in a way that is not tropey, but is complex and that is honest and that is real. And I really appreciate the creative team behind this show for allowing that to take center stage. And thank you to Yahya for being in this role and showing that black characters can not only be specifically within the black bubble, but can be complex, full-dimensional humans. So thank you for Marvel Studios for making it, release black things better in the future, and thank you for Yahya for being awesome.
Yeah. That's such a good point, because I didn't, like, you guys are both talking about this subject, and there's like some channels, of course, you could, when I say that with that tone, you could take a guess at which channels I'm hinting at here, that would make fun of the fact of like, oh, this show will fail because they've done like Black Wonder Man. And the entire time,
save that subject until later in our review.
Definitely, yeah. And the entire time I've been watching this, of course, like, I love all the stuff when you go to his fan, like, I was moved by all that, but I didn't actually think of all the interpretations and allegories of all the things you guys are speaking on during it, because the show doesn't take a moment, like, to turn to the audience and be like, this is what we're doing.
It's there, but it's there, but it's not heavy-handed. It treats it in an honest way.
Yeah, it does. But then when you talk about it, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's totally there. Yeah, like, when it is there, when you guys were speaking, like, oh, yeah, totally. So I appreciate what you guys were saying, because I didn't think about it, but it was effective. And I was like, but that's like the power of the show, because I was so connected to Simon and feeling everything he's feeling. And I wasn't even like thinking at all about like, this is they're dealing with struggles that black people will go through. And yeah, I was like, really, I feel like more shows need to have that level of quality writing.
Well, the subtlety, they need that level of subtlety, so it doesn't, like, because I feel bad when a show has a really good message, but it's an after-school special, because no one's going to take the message well if it's like, this is our point.
Yeah.
Like, the subtlety that you didn't pick up on it inherently, but then you felt it after it was pointed out, is the goal.
Yeah. They like that. People will often take the She-Hulk moment when she's like, women, whatever the fuck she says in that episode. I like She-Hulk. All right, fuck all. You know, I really liked it. I thought the show was fun. Except for a few episodes when they were really annoying, but I thought the show was fun. And I forgot my
Sorry, I
point.
interrupted to bring up the subtlety.
I got caught up in the fucking She-Hulk part because I was like,
right now, just She-Hulk's twerking in Greg's mind, throwing him off.
Oh yeah, or like to your point, like when the Stranger Things Will moment of how that got like
Good God.
the after school special.
When Will comes out and it's like, we need everyone that he's ever met, even briefly, to stand in a room while the world is ending because it's got to be an 18-minute. We get it. It's an important message handled poorly. This I thought was handled masterfully, and you mentioned Fantastic Four as kind of the opposite. I would say it's crazy that this did so many things I wanted Captain America to do well. To me, this felt like what Captain America was when it was first made, and I don't know what came out.
Oh, you mean Brave New World?
Yeah. Like Brave New World was like
stripped it of all of its heart and character.
What if we've got a man who was wrongfully accused of a crime twice? That was the first Captain America twice. That then there's a red rage monster in the White House. We won't touch that though. Like why? Like that movie was saying so much, and then it came out and it was like, we're gonna whisper it though. Well, it was like a what are those La Croix flavor? It was like, we're just gonna have the idea of the flavor. Drink it, maybe it'll taste.
I think that's why they dumped all this at once, because
it's saying something.
I mean, there are those people who make the comments of what I just said about like, oh, this will fail because it's Black Wonder Man, or like they might not say that directly. But they'll
say it.
It's heavily implied.
Yeah,
right.
No, they'll put it in the thumbnail. They'll say it directly, and then others will.
Visual cut
Woke.
Yeah. Oh,
or some
dude.
shit.
Woke
yeah.
man. That'll
Woke
come.
man. Yeah, for sure.
They'll do something like that. And also, I feel like they probably didn't have because there was a part in my producer brain when I was hearing this, because you're right. Like they have done that with all the Black shows, haven't they? But my producer brain was like, well, maybe the audience. I think I said it last time actually. Is that I wonder if the audience would stick around for a show like this week to week, because there's an expectation when you watch something that's Marvel Studios, that, oh, when's the superhero shit going to happen? But then you're getting this like real thoughtful piece of being an actor in LA. That's what it's mainly about. And I don't know if like the audience would stick around week to week for that. Like I truthfully don't know the answer to that.
I don't either. I don't know the audience.
I don't know if the audience that's been primed for like 50 Marvel properties to suddenly be like, yeah, I'll be patient with this week to week, and it never turns into the thing they probably thought it would turn into, or I don't know, because like this is like an Apple TV kind of thing,
Yeah.
This is like of the week to week type.
I mean,
of
you
show.
made a Doctor Doom joke, and I guarantee if this was week to week, there is something that we didn't catch while watching it that had a thing that could possibly allude. Like I guarantee there's like the green, that's the cloak.
So in some ways it might work to its benefit that it all came out at once, because people might just watch it as one whole piece.
But it's going to get a 72-hour conversation.
But then you can't also argue that like, but they also tend to do this with the shows that were about the Black people in Marvel.
I just hate the fact that it'll have a conversation for 72 hours, and then unless it gets greenlit or he appears in something else, this will be the entire Wonder Man conversation. I hate that, as opposed to like, other shows got a chance to find an audience. Other shows got a chance to grow if word of mouth was good. Like this, this can't find an audience unless it strikes immediately.
Well, I wonder if maybe it's not going to like be popular at first, but then the word of mouth, because the word of mouth on this is rather strong, I believe, and I wonder if that'll make more people actually tune in, because Marvel's narrative right now is it's real flailing outside of its hardcore fan base that keeps showing up.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be an opportunity for people to actually be like, let me give this a chance, because everyone's saying the show's so damn good.
I hope so.
Because in all fairness, like what were the two other shows? Like Eyes of Wakanda and Ironheart were not like that beloved. And this is like getting a lot of praise, right? So perhaps that might make a difference in that.
I hope so, because it deserves a lot.
Yeah, it really does. It's getting disserviced, just being straight up, being honest. And yeah, it deserves a lot better. And it is up to us, the people who are reacting and word of mouth, to let Marvel know we want stuff like this. And I hope that a show like this will give them the insight to know that, oh, we want character-driven narrative. We want to be invested in the people we're following. We want to be able to learn the idiosyncrasies and the little small things of their life. We want to be able to follow full characters that are flawed. We don't need our characters to be goody two-shoes or admirable all the time. Sometimes we want to relate to the people we're watching. And I think that's hopefully the thing that Wonder Man does.
I've got a
fingers
theory.
crossed. I relate to Steve Rogers.
Yeah. He's got
Totally.
layers.
I'm a very Steve Rogers kind of
When I
guy.
think of Greg, I'm like, that man.
Yeah, people
On
call
your
me
left.
Steve,
Muscles,
Steve
yeah.
Rogers
Yeah,
around here.
flying
Yeah.
in.
Just, unconditionally good and sincere at all times.
I got a theory.
Yeah.
I think Glenn Howerton and Joe Gordon-Levitt both went out for Reed, and that's why the names are on the zeitgeist, because those were 2 Reeds I thought were going to happen. When he listed those 2 actors in particular, I was like, I think those were the almost Reed Richards before Pedro got cast, and that timing lines up.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
It's not an Easter egg, but that's an in-here Easter egg, because those were 2 of my, like, I think in an ideal world, either Glenn Howerton or JGL would be a perfect Reed.
I could see it. I think if they also mentioned Adam Driver, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. Like, wait a second. I heard he was up.
Yeah, I guess some of my very, very last thing I'll say is this is a sign of maturity for Marvel.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times people talk about the audience has been aging, right? I mean, hell, you could look back at just even Real Rejects. I'm only saying that because I did it like 2 days ago, where I was like, oh shit, man, me watching these like Captain America trailers way back in the day, or Amazing Spider-Man, you know, shit like that, of how much Marvel has changed and like how much younger I'm looking at this video of me. I'm like, damn, it's like 10 years ago. It's fucking wild. And audiences change and they grow up, and for some reason that's translated to make R-rated movies, but that's not the real case here. This is an example of that. It's like make R-rated movies is, yes, a part of that, I think. Truthfully, like Blade, make it R-rated, if they ever fucking make that. Or like when they did Deadpool and Wolverine, R-rated, cool, like do those things. Daredevil Born Again, R-rated. But something like this is something where they can show respect to their audience of like, we are willing to watch shit that is more of a slow burn, that is patient, that is a character study. Because as we grow, it's like we get bored of just the same old. And sometimes these shows seem like they're trying to, and like the thing I said earlier, I was afraid of it turning into was like, oh, this isn't a real character study. It's just pretending to be. This remained that. And clearly the love is there for something like this. And I think that's why it's being praised so much. So yeah, do that.
My last thoughts are very similar, but it is financial. You guys out there in the ether, whether you're on the side of loving Marvel or watching them just to be part of the conversation, everyone seems to be saying that Marvel is just doing nostalgia. And if we keep deciding that's all they're going to do, because that's the only thing that makes money, that's what they're going to do. If you look at Deadpool making all those billions of dollars, and you look at what Doom is doing with every time they put out any footage and people knowing those are the nostalgia things, you can't blame a company for going, well, that's working and that isn't. We should do more of the things that aren't. They're going to go to the thing. Like, they've got shareholders. They've got all the stuff that I hate about art and capitalism tying so intrinsically. At the end of the day, it's show business. The business side is going to trump the show. Thus, if we want things that are mature and introducing new ideas and introducing new characters, things like this need to be supported even louder. The fact that Doomsday is this year and this got released in a day, and Doomsday is going to have a year of press. Doomsday literally started their press a year before it came out, and it's causing all sorts of records. This is getting put out in a day, and I barely saw any ads. If stuff that is good and slow gets nothing in ratings, and then things that are good but nostalgia farming, we gonna get member berries for the rest of Marvel.
But also on a financial sense, like if you have a streaming service, you want qualitative shows.
Yeah.
And this is so much cheaper to make.
Yeah,
like
there were people talking.
This has to be cheaper than most of the shows they've made.
100%.
Like, there's no fucking way this show is like a $200 million. If it is, I mean, so, like, you guys are doing something wrong with your budget.
But I would rather have 10 of these.
Exactly. People would
like,
people fucking watch that.
And that's what comics are. Comics are picking up individual
Just
issues
make your
to build a story.
Do your intimate pieces. Like,
in between the big spectacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel Studio has kind of it's been a blessing and a curse to be able to be exposed to individual pieces that have formulated the Avengers, but because that's become our expectation, they started making content with the expectation that they've established, which has ruined the quality overall. And I feel like if they continue to make individual pieces of art rather than puzzle pieces, I feel like they'll be rewarded in turn. Because even though this has nothing to do with anything else going on in the MCU, I look forward to watching this character connect with other characters, even if it doesn't allude to it at all. But I think the fact that we are establishing a universe, which means that it doesn't need to be all interconnected. Granted, other pieces that are familiar, the Trevor Slattery, sure, the Department of Damage Control, sure, but it doesn't have anything to do with the large. And I like that. We can sit in that. Let's get things, and I feel like also fan expectations and breaking down things every week also lead into that sense of disappointment and hate, because we have to pick apart every little thing. And I feel like if we allowed things to just be the thing they're intended to be and make art that allows it to live in its full intention, we will in turn get rewarded with things that don't necessarily need to be set up in a long game kind of way.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for Wonder Man. What are your thoughts on the series? Leave it down below. Tell everyone in the comments why you think I'm the Captain America.
Tell your friends. Go watch it.
Like, oh, Greg's definitely Steve Rogers.
I'm Wonder Man.
I wasn't going to go there, actually. Believe it or not, I wasn't going to go there.
I'm Bishop.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
You know what? I feel like because I look like blonde and stuff, people are always like, yeah, Cap. And I've never connected to a character less amongst them. Like, for me, Tony Stark, I was Team Iron Man in Civil War. But I think of every MCU character now, the one I relate to the most is Simon Williams. And I can say that with my full chest. Like, of the entire MCU, this was the one I was like, I've lived this. I feel this. I've been called this. I've had this conversation. Like, Simon Williams is my guy now.
Yeah, I'm Matt Murdock, not Daredevil. That's me.
Getting every hot girl in Hell's Kitchen.
I got all the flaws.
All the bruises.
all the guilt and
flaws. A lot of Catholic guilt. You should see his Thanksgiving art. Very Catholic guilt heavy.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
Deuces.